Hi everyone, Letty here. Today I'm going to share with you my Echo Park Clubby P video series. This is for September 2022, featuring Welcome Fall. We've got projects 2 and 3. Welcome everyone. So again, we have the Echo Park Clubby P kit. Y'all chose the Welcome Fall, which was from September for me to smash for my Smash Our Stash for November. I made 2 folios in project number 1. Here's just a quick little run through. I will link that video in the end screen at the very end of this video in case you haven't caught that video yet. We made 2 folios. And then today we're going to be moving into projects 2 and 3, but here's what I have left over. So of course my stamp set, I have lots of paper scraps still. And then I do have a few of the branding strips that I've already cut down, and I do save these to use them. I have some cut aparts, not very many, but I have some cut aparts. Real cute. And then I've got the full 6x6 paper pad. I already prepped it ready to be used for a project, took it out of the pad, trimmed the top with the glue, got everything ready to go there. And then I have the enamel dots and the ephemera. Here's what comes in the ephemera pack. So I have most of that, almost all of the chipboard accents, and then most of the stickers. And so the big goal for today was try to smash up as much of this paper, the leftover paper, and some of the cut aparts that I can. So for today's project, we're making sticky note holders. This is an older one that I made with a previous kit, but I wanted to show you as an example. I brought out this pack of Jot sticky notes from the Dollar Tree. You get 5 for $1.25. We're going to make this today primarily with this larger sheet. I think I can get 4 out of that one sheet. So we're going to go ahead and make some gift card holders. This is project number 2. I've already prepped off some of the foundations off camera. I mentioned in a previous video, I like to make these in mass. So I'm going to try to cut down all of my paper off camera, and then we'll come back in just a minute and we'll assemble. So here's what remains of my kit after I've prepped these projects. I still have a ton of cut aparts, not very many, but I still have some. And most of my scraps are branding strips. I do have a few other additional scraps, but it's mostly just the branding strips. So I'm going to take this with the 6x6, and that's going to be my cards for the next project. I did use the stamp set. I used the Fall and the Blessings, and then I give thanks every day for you. So I did use some of the stamps. I'm saving the ephemera and the enamel dots. I'm not going to use the chipboard stickers today or the chipboard accents, but I am going to use the regular stickers. I'm just kind of pulling out some of these flatter elements to use in my projects today and then putting everything else aside. You'll see, though, I only end up really using the stickers. So I went ahead and I used my scraps, and it yielded 4 gift card holders. I've made 3 off camera completely, and then I have 1 that I'll make. And then it also yielded 5 sticky note holders because the pack of sticky notes from Dollar Tree came with 5, so I went ahead and tried to push it to get all 5 done. So our first project today is a sticky note holder. Here's what it looks like. The dimensions are 6 3/4 by 3 1/4. I do round all the corners, and I use a 1/2 inch round. And then, so again, I've already cut all of my paper down to the dimensions 6 3/4 by 3 1/4, and I did round all of the corners at a 1/2 inch. I've got 5 of those ready to go. And then I did bring in some additional cut aparts that I'm going to use to decorate the tops of my sticky note holders. So let's bring out the scoreboard, and you can use a small one for this one. And we're going to score at 3 1/4 and 3 1/2 on the 6 3/4 side. So on the bigger side, you're going to score at 3 1/4 and 3 1/2. And then what you'll do is fold and enforce or varnish those score lines just to kind of make your holder, the template. So that is our little holder. It's so easy. Then what you'll do is you'll take your sticky note pad and you'll basically glue it in, and then you'll decorate the top, and you're done. So we're going to add some double-sided adhesive tape. I'm using my Scotch ATG tape runner to the backing of the sticky notes pads. They all come with a little backing. You're just going to go ahead and add your adhesive to that, and dry adhesive like tape runner works best. You're going to glue it to the center right under that bottom score line, and then our final step is just going to be to decorate the cover. So I'll come back at the end and I'll decorate all 5 at the same time. I just wanted to give you an idea of how that works. So we're going to score all the rest of our holders, and I will list all the dimensions down in the description box below that I'm using for this video. In case I'm moving too fast, you can absolutely go down to the description box and you can get all of the dimensions. You can take a snapshot of it, pull them, copy them, whatever. You're good to go from there. So now I'm going to add adhesive to the backs of all of my Post-it or sticky note holders or sticky notes packs. So that way I can just mass assemble this. This would not be a true Letty project if we didn't do some kind of mass assembly, I think. So I'm just going to add them in to the sticky note holders. And you do add them to the bottom the bottom part, and again, it's right under that bottom score line. So now I'm just going to decorate the fronts, and I had roughly just pulled out a little bit of scraps that I thought would work, and I end up changing my mind just a tiny bit, which is fine, and I bring out some stickers either way. But now I'm just layering, and I'm layering some of my scraps with some of those really small 2x2 cut aparts. I felt like the 2x2 cut apart alone on the front was just a little too small. So I wanted to anchor it behind a little mat. So I brought in an extra little mat, and I think my mats were just a little bit larger than that, than 2x2, maybe 2.5. Or 2.25, something like that, by 2.25. So then I'm going to bring in a sticker for the very final one, which I found this perfect little rectangle sticker. I am adding glue because I feel like if it's on the outside of a project, it may get more wear and tear. So I want it to last for whoever's the recipient. So I added a sticker there. This one says Hello Pumpkin, and it's a pumpkin pie. So cute. And then here is just some fun fall words. And then the word fall with a wreath. Real cute. And then on this last one, I had put the word fall. This was one of the ones I changed my mind on. I was originally going to just put some stickers, but I felt like it needed a little something extra. So I am bringing in a couple of extra stickers here just to finish up my project. So I felt like it made it a little bit better by adding those stickers. So this is project number 2 from our series, and it's 5 sticky note holders. So next we're going to move into project number 3, which is going to be 4 gift card holders. Now, I've already prepped these holder foundations off camera. I'll list a video where I show you how to do it in the end screen. The dimensions are 10 by 4.25, and you're going to score at 3, 4, 5, and 8 on the 10-inch side. Then you can round the 2 corners on the section that's on the right. You see how it's smaller than the one on the left? That's how you know that's your top flap. I do round at a 1/2 inch round. And then you'll just fold and enforce or varnish all of the scores. And then you're going to add glue to the back on 3 sides, not where the fold is at or not where the inside crease is at. You're going to avoid that one. Then you'll push it down, you'll seal it, and then this is basically what your holder will look like. You are going to trim a little small slither from that top, which will open up for the gift card because right now it's sealed. And so this is what it'll look like once you have it done. Again, I'll list a video at the end in case you want a little bit a slower version so we can walk through building that, but I already had these in my stash, so I went ahead and took them out for this project. So I did go ahead and make 3 of these off camera. This is the general construction. So I did use that stamp set, and I used the fall blessings right there. And then on the inside, I've left room where I'm going to add some stickers here in a second. We'll do that together on camera. I did add some of the stamps at the bottom, just where you can sign for the greeting card or for the gift card. And then you have that little slot where you can add the gift card. I have Velcro dots that I use. These are from Dollar Tree. You get 20 sets for $1.25. So, and I feel like they work, good enough. I think they're decent enough. So then here's what comes that I have broken down. I have my stitch circle with the fall blessings stamped on it for my sentiment. I've got a stitched scalloped circle, and that's about 2.25. The circle is about 2 inches. I've got a rectangle that's about 3 inches, and it has my little stamped sentiment. And then I've got 2 of the cover flaps. These are 4 inches by 1.75. And I have already rounded the corners based on where they're going to be on the flap. You see here, that's one's going to go on the cover, and then this one's going to go on the back. So 4 inches by 1.75, so you need 2 of those. You're going to need 4 of the larger mats, which are 4 inches by 2.75. Again, I'll list all the dimensions down in the description box below. And so you're going to have 2 of the larger mats on the inside and 2 on the outside for the 2 covers. So I've got 4 of those. Then we've got 2 of the pop-up holder mats, which are 4 inches by 3/4 of an inch. These are the smaller ones that are going to go on the little pop-up mechanism that holds your gift card. So again, I'll list a full gift card holder tutorial video that's a little slower at the very end. You can check that out. I am using Barely Art wet glue for today's project. Since I had just recently done that tutorial, I figured I would just go ahead and glue this one on camera with you and make it just a little bit faster, especially for those of you who have already seen this process kind of from start to finish. So I do recommend that you start with your cover. However, because I was mass assembling these, I already knew where I was going to place everything, so I could literally just start gluing. I already had a layout in mind. So, but typically I do recommend that you start with your cover. And this goes so fast. Once you've done the foundation and you've cut all of your paper, to glue these, it just goes so quickly, especially if you do assembly line. Now, for the circle, here's a little trick or a little tip. It's going to go on the front just like this, and it's going to be anchored right in the center. What you're going to want to do is make sure you only add glue to the top portion. So what I do is I put my 2 fingers to the base of where I'm going to add the glue, and then I make sure not to go beyond beyond that with my glue. That's just a little tip. So again, use those fingers to kind of put a mark of where you want to glue until, and make sure you don't get glue on the back. You always want to flip it around just to make sure that none of the glue did seep out. But again, that's kind of what I use, or what I do to make sure that nothing goes to the back. So then that last step is just going to be to add the Velcro dots. So I've got these little Velcro dots from Dollar Tree. I'm going to map up a pair, or match up a pair, just like this, with the stickies on the outside. And then I'm going to drop it down on the exposed part of that circle, and then go ahead and fold it completely, and then push it down so that way the adhesive will stick. And then I'm just going to set that aside for now. Let's go ahead and decorate the insides with the stickers. So I've got lots of stickers left over. We're going to add some stickers right there on that middle panel just to give it some more decoration on the inside. So I'm going to add some stickers, and there's no rhyme or reason. Here's what it's going to look like for my first one. These all are going to look a little bit different because of the different combinations of stickers that I'm using. And I mentioned in my last video, I am going to add these all to my Etsy store. So either by the end of day today, Sunday, or by tomorrow, Monday, for the 7th, when we go live with this video for the Smash Our Stash, I will have all of these listed in my Etsy shop in case you want to purchase any of these things. So here I'm just adding the final stickers. Super easy. This is a great way to use up those stickers too. If you're ever stuck on how to use up these big 12 by 12 sheets, this is an excellent way. So here are our final gift card holders. We ended up making 4 of them. I think they turned out great. So again, this is projects number 2 and 3 from our September box. I made 4 gift card holders and 5 sticky note holders. Here are the 5 that we made. Super fun. And then here's what remains of my kit. So I did have those enamel dots, the ephemera, the stickers, the chipboard accents, the stamp set, of course, lots of scraps, and then my full 6x6 paper pad. I'm going to use this for my 4th project, which are cards. I'm just going to make a ton of cards. We're going to post a video on the 7th for Smash Our Stash. And I will do a full kit recap. So I made the 2 folios for project 1. Again, this was Echo Park, September 2022. Welcome fall. And make sure you check out that video on the 7th so you can see everything that I made using this kit for this series. Thanks for visiting, everyone. Happy crafting.